Hi, everyone. Today we're remembering the Titans on movie night. So, Remember the Titans is a 2000 film starring Denzel Washington as a coach who gets into a situation involving forced integration in a southern town in West Virginia, late 60s, early 70s. And there's some things about the movie that are pretty good. It's basically about this coach being replacing another coach who's a winning coach, uh, because, of course, Denzel Washington is African American. So talk about putting some spice on the menu. That's how you do it. And so it's about the town's reaction to this and really the football team. And so there's some good things in this. Denzel Washington, for one. Of course, he's always good. Then Will Patton, who plays the coach who gets replaced. And I gotta say, I want to see a movie about that coach because what a selfless move. I mean, he does a good job, the actor Will Patton, but also just to pick the brain of a man who would do something like that and turn around and stay as the defensive coordinator to support this coach who, is going to be persecuted. And then the 10-year-old daughter of the coach, played by Hayden Panettiere, a 10-year-old Hayden, and she does very good. She's funny as the 10-year-old football-obsessed girl who probably knows as much as the coaches. And other than that, there's really nothing good about the film. I didn't like it. It left me pretty cold because the direction is absolutely leaving something to be desired. It is littered with music videos and manipulative scenes, good scenes that are just ham-handed with these music sequences that are just all wrong. Did you know that there is a race riot set to a music video in this movie? Wrap your mind around that one. There's a scene where the football players, black and white, tension mounting, and they start a fight. And I guess the director looked at that scene and said, how can I fit a music video into this? And it is so strange. Those credits must be a mile long of the song credits because it was a lot. And, as I was watching it, it reminded me of another football movie, much better. Bubbling with racial tensions, a coach who gives great strategies, probably even more and better, and that would be Any Given Sunday. Dennis Quaid, Al Pacino, Jamie Foxx. In fact, in this review, I might give a couple more, movie recommendations. So, Any Given Sunday, but not this movie. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I disagree with you. I enjoyed it. Even the music that was chosen, you got some James Taylor, you got some Cat Stevens. Can't go wrong. I mean, the music is beautiful. It's 1971, in the heat of racial tensions in Virginia, and these young actors that were portrayed in here. We had Ryan Gosling, we had Woody Harris, the gentleman who played Avon Barksdale in The Wire. If you haven't seen The Wire, watch The Wire. But he's great in this as well. And so these young actors did a great job, and you feel it. And I know right now there's so much on race, but this is 1971 where they had to desegregate, right? These schools in Virginia to bring these schools. They had to bring this one predominantly African-American school and white school together. And you just imagine the tension. And in the end, what happens? They win. 13-0 season. They're successful. Right? I'm sorry. Am I blowing the ending?
No.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. So, but that being said, I enjoyed it. I watched it. I never was turned off by it, or even the directing. I hear what you're saying with these long sequences. No, I think it brought some historical information to the viewer who didn't know. Maybe I didn't even know that was happening in the 70s. I know I did some more research, and it was really 1966 when those two schools, came together as one school, and that makes more sense because of all the court hearings in the 50s and 60s in the South and throughout the country, right? So that being said, I liked it. Like I said, I liked the acting. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the young actors, and they were, I love football too. I mean, it was a football film, and yes, on any given Sunday is a great film. But this one, I just loved it.
This did not feel like a football film to me. I mean, I know it's about kids playing football, but that last scene, I mean, I know it's the winning game, but it was so low energy. If you take the music, I know I can't say take the music out, but because I know every film has music, and I want to get to those films right now. I'll say one last thing about the film, because I know it's well loved, so I don't want to trash a film that's well loved. But there's a scene in the movie where here's the one strategy that I will mention that was good. And that was he took him to Gettysburg. Denzel Washington takes him to Gettysburg, the mortuary, the cemetery, the graves,
the battlefield, yeah,
the battlefield, and he talks to them about the importance of staying together, of working together as a team, even though they have different backgrounds. I really liked the scene until this director has to, show his hand, which he does over and over again. And it made me like the scene less. It's really ironic because these directors think that they make you feel more when they do that too much, and they do the opposite. He doesn't realize that he has all the music he needs with Denzel Washington and Will Patton. That's all he needs. Let the scene speak for itself. And I have a suspicion as to why he was doing it. That is a very tall order for audiences to take this plot line. That's heavy. That's a lot of spice, as I mentioned earlier. But we're adults. We can handle it. Let's deal with it. Let's get raw. I mean, a race riot set to Spirit in the Sky or whatever song they were using. They're using all the obvious songs. I like the James Taylor one, of course, but
thank you.
I mean, you're going to use music that is strong. Of course, it's going to be good. But I got to say, here's a movie for you.
Oh, boy.
Pulp Fiction. Remember, they used the song by Chuck Berry. People love it. You never can tell. But if you reflect on that, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a heavy
Remember
scene.
that? What's that?
A heavy scene.
No, it's not.
The Chuck Berry scene?
Where he's on the dance floor.
Oh, okay. No, I was thinking of the other one. Yeah. I know that one.
And people think, well, man, it's a good song, and it's not very long. It's not very long. It's quick because the director knows that, you don't want to overdo it. You want to bring the people close to the story. You don't want to take them out of the story because they do have a story to tell. And it's such a shame that this movie Disney-fied this great story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree. I think the music was fine. It didn't take me out of it like it did with you. I felt like the pieces that were chosen were great. I love the songs and the musicians that were chosen. I just didn't get thrown off by that. I got hooked into the story. I got hooked into these young kids coming together. I think that's the whole purpose of the film. These kids coming together from different places, right? And they came together, and their purpose was to win. And while they're winning, the coach is teaching them. And like you shared the lesson that they learned at Gettysburg, what I got out of that was, hey, you know what? Taking your kids to a place where they can learn some history, but also what's the message here at Gettysburg? If you're going to take your kids to the Museum of Tolerance, what's the message here? The message is, let's not let this happen again, because there's a lot of people who were killed because of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like that. I liked within the movie you're learning, and I even love the scene where the young boy is this heavyset young man who's telling his coach, I'm white trash. And he said that there's nothing going to happen with me. And the coach says, hey, come with me. Come see me every week. And we'll go over what's going on in school, and we'll see what's going on. And then later on, he comes back and says, it was Denzel Washington, but hey, coach, I'm going to college. And you see his whole life being transformed because he spent time with his coach going over his math or his English, whatever it was. And that was pretty cool.
I have to stay consistent with what I said. I can't trash the movie. I can't trash the movie anymore because too many people love it.
They're gonna riot.
So I'm gonna go talk about Shawshank Redemption. A lot of people, if you rewatch Shawshank Redemption,
okay,
you'll notice people forget what a great score it has.
Mm-hmm.
But when you rewatch it, if you're looking for it, you'll find it. But the director knew how not to allow the music to overtake what was happening on screen, but to accent it.
I hear you. I mean, you made your point, and I got it. I mean, you picked great movies. I mean, Pulp Fiction. I mean, Shawshank Redemption. Who could say anything?
Okay.
You know.
How about this? No Country for Old Men.
I love that movie. I don't think there's any music. Is there music in that movie?
Exactly.
I don't think there's music in that movie. It's one of my faves. Yeah. All right. Point taken. But hey, still good movie. I liked it.
You heard it here. Jacob recommends it. I do not. But tell us what you think. And tell us a movie that, in the comment section that has good use of music. What do you think? See you next time, guys. Bye.